Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world woke up to an absolute bombshell today. RASUL Douglas, the shutdown corner who became a fan favorite in Buffalo, is officially leaving the Bills and heading to Las Vegas to join the Raiders. The rumor hit social media like a lightning strike, with fans and insiders scrambling to confirm what seemed unthinkable just 24 hours ago. Douglas, known for his swagger, leadership, and lockdown coverage, has been one of the emotional engines of the Bills' defense since arriving in a mid-season trade back in 2023. For the Bills Mafia, this feels like a gut punch, a beloved warrior walking out the door right when the team seemed poised for another Super Bowl push. But for the Raiders, this move signals something entirely different, a bold, no-nonsense declaration that Las Vegas is done being a middle-of-the-pack team. The silver and black are swinging for the fences, adding not just a top-tier defender, but also a veteran presence who brings attitude, IQ, and a contagious fire. And let's be honest, Douglas fits the Raiders' DNA perfectly. Brash, passionate, and built for the bright lights of Vegas. This isn't just a transfer. It's a full-on cultural shift. As soon as the reports surfaced, social media went into meltdown mode. Raiders fans flooded X, Instagram, and Reddit with celebration emojis, hype videos, and memes of Douglas in silver and black. Meanwhile, Bills fans responded with a mix of heartbreak and disbelief, some thanking him for his grit, while others questioned the front office's decision-making at a crucial point in the season. You could almost feel the emotional whiplash across the league. What makes this move even juicier is how sudden it all feels. No leaks, no whispers, just a thunderclap of news that no one saw coming. Analysts are already speculating about what this means for both franchises. Could the Bills be clearing cap space for another blockbuster move, or did Douglas simply want out? The Raiders, on the other hand, are making it clear they're tired of rebuilding narratives. With Antonio Pierce solidifying his grip on the locker room, this move screams win now. It's not about potential anymore. It's about impact, and RASUL Douglas is all impact. The locker room dynamics are where things get really interesting. In Buffalo, Douglas was adored by teammates, often seen as the vocal leader who brought energy and accountability to the secondary. Losing that kind of presence isn't just about stats. It's about chemistry, the unseen fabric that binds a defense together. Over in Las Vegas, though, players are reportedly buzzing with excitement. Sources close to the team say the mood shifted instantly the moment the deal was announced. The Raiders' young corners are thrilled at the idea of learning from one of the most instinctive defensive backs in the league, someone who can diagnose plays before the snap and bait quarterbacks in mistakes. Pairing Douglas with the Raiders' improving pass rush could transform that defense overnight. And let's not forget, playing in Allegiant Stadium under the Vegas lights gives Douglas a stage that matches his personality. It's not just a change of scenery. It's a match made for prime time. This feels like one of those moves that will echo through the season, reshaping both franchises' storylines. The Bills' fan base, however, isn't taking it quietly. Across talk shows and online spaces, debates are raging about whether this was a front office misstep or a necessary evolution. Some point to Douglas's age, suggesting the Bills need to get younger and faster in their secondary, while others argue that leadership like his is irreplaceable during playoff pushes. It's a tough pill to swallow when you're sitting at the top of the AFC East, battling for seeding, and suddenly one of your emotional anchors is gone. Still, the NFL is a business before it's anything else, and Buffalo's brass might be playing a longer game. Maybe they're eyeing future cap flexibility or preparing to add offensive firepower. But the optics right now are brutal. Watching Douglas walk out the door feels like losing a heartbeat, especially for a team that's built so much of its identity around defense, toughness, and unity. One thing's for sure, the Bills' next move has to hit hard to justify this shocker. For RASUL Douglas himself, this move might just be the perfect storm. After years of bouncing between teams early in his career, he found stability and respect in Buffalo. but there's a sense that he's always had that chip on his shoulder, a desire to prove he's not just good, but elite. Vegas offers that opportunity on a silver platter, under the bright lights, in front of a raucous fan base hungry for resurgence. Douglas can cement his legacy as a difference maker. His intensity fits the Raiders' culture to perfection. Gritty, emotional, fearless. You can already imagine him jawing at wideouts, hyping up the crowd, and embodying that vintage Raider swagger that's been missing for years. He's not just joining a team. He's becoming part of a revival. And for Douglas, who's never shied away from the spotlight, this might be his most exciting chapter yet. Every snap, every interception, every celebration, it's going to feel bigger, louder, and bolder in Vegas. But what about the ripple effects? This trade could set off a chain reaction across the league. Cornerback markets are notoriously volatile, and a player of Douglas's caliber changing teams mid-season could prompt contenders to reassess their own depth charts. Don't be surprised if this triggers a mini arms race among AFC teams trying to counter the Raiders' aggressive upgrade. Coaches are probably scrambling through tape right now, recalibrating how to attack or avoid Douglas's side of the field. For Buffalo, it's a test of resilience. Can they adjust their defensive schemes quickly enough to cover the loss? For Las Vegas, it's all about integration, getting Douglas up to speed, syncing his instincts with the system, and unleashing him on opponents. The stakes are massive, and both teams know it. The truth is, moves like this redefine seasons. And in a league that thrives on chaos, RASUL Douglas just became the epicenter of the latest NFL earthquake. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Raiders' locker room energy, because make no mistake, this isn't just another roster addition. RASUL Douglas brings an edge, a presence that commands attention the moment he walks in. He's the kind of player who changes the temperature of a room, the tone of a huddle, the swagger of a defense. Imagine that Raiders secondary, already hungry, already physical, now infused with Douglas's fearlessness and veteran poise. It's the kind of move that can elevate everyone around him. Young corners like Jacorian Bennett will learn how to play the mental chess game of NFL defense from one of the league's smartest ball hawks. Douglas isn't just fast or physical. He's cerebral. He studies, he anticipates, he punishes quarterbacks for telegraphing throws. And in a division that features Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, that football IQ becomes pure gold. The Raiders are making a statement. They're not here to participate. They're here to compete. The timing of this move feels almost cinematic. The Raiders, coming off a string of gritty performances, have been teetering between hope and uncertainty all season. Fans have been craving that one move, that one jolt of belief that says, we're back. And here it is. RASUL Douglas, with his trademark confidence and veteran savvy, might be the spark that reignites the silver and black's fire. You can already envision the Vegas crowd roaring as Douglas snags a game-changing interception under the bright stadium lights. There's a certain magic in how football narratives align sometimes. A player looking for a new chapter meets a franchise looking for a new identity. This feels like destiny more than strategy. The Raiders didn't just acquire a player. They brought in a symbol of change, resilience, and aggression. The kind of move that doesn't just shift the standings, but reshapes the culture from the inside out. Buffalo, on the flip side, faces a crucial identity test. Losing RASUL Douglas means losing not only a top-tier corner, but also an emotional leader who set the tone every Sunday. It forces Sean McDermott's squad to redefine what toughness means without one of its loudest voices. For players like Tre'Davious White and Jordan Poyer, this is the moment to step up and absorb the leadership vacuum. Fans, though, are torn. Some see it as betrayal, others as evolution. In the front office, they're playing poker with their fan base, holding their cards close, hoping their next move justifies this one. The Bills have built their success on chemistry and continuity, so shaking that foundation right in the heart of the playoff race feels like dancing on a knife's edge. But maybe that's the point. Maybe Buffalo believes their system, their culture, is strong enough to withstand even this kind of loss. Still, it's impossible to ignore the sting. As for Douglas's integration into the Raiders' defense, expectations couldn't be higher. Antonio Pierce has built this unit around intensity and accountability, and Douglas fits that mold perfectly. He's not the quiet, go-about-your-business type. He's vocal, he's animated, and he holds everyone to a standard. That's exactly what Pierce wants. Word from inside the facility suggests that even before the ink dried, Douglas was already texting teammates, reviewing playbooks, and watching film to hit the ground running. That's the mindset that turns good defenses into great ones. With Max Crosby wreaking havoc up front and Douglas patrolling the backfield, this Raiders defense suddenly looks like one of the most dangerous in the AFC. If they can mesh quickly, don't be shocked if this move turns out to be the turning point that propels Vegas into legitimate playoff contention. The stars are aligning, and the vibe is electric. And what about the fans? Oh, they're eating this up. In true Raiders fashion, social media has exploded with highlight reels, hype edits, and wild predictions. Douglas jerseys are already popping up in Vegas stores, with fans calling him the Desert Lockdown. The silver and black faithful have always loved players with attitude, the kind who bring chaos to opponents and confidence to teammates. Douglas checks every box. There's a feeling in the air that this move is more than tactical. It's emotional. After years of inconsistency, Vegas finally has a reason to believe again. You can feel the pulse of excitement, from diehards who watched every game since the Oakland days to newcomers drawn by the spectacle of Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders are relevant again, and that's the kind of storyline the NFL thrives on. For the first time in a long time, it feels like the league's bad boys are truly back. Looking ahead, the implications of this move stretch far beyond this season. If RASUL Douglas thrives in Vegas, it could set a new template for how the Raiders attract veteran talent, turning the franchise into a magnet for players who want to compete, not rebuild. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the pressure is on to prove that losing Douglas won't derail their Super Bowl dreams. Every game from here on out will be scrutinized. Every big play allowed will draw comparisons to the man they let go. It's the kind of move that defines legacies on both sides. Did the Bills make a cold, calculated business decision that will pay off later? Or did they just hand another AFC rival the piece that could tilt the balance of power? Only time will tell. But one thing's undeniable. The NFL just got a lot more dramatic, and everyone's watching to see how this blockbuster story unfolds. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And let's not underestimate the psychological impact on the Raiders' opponents. Teams in the AFC West are suddenly staring at a secondary that has upgraded overnight, a lockdown corner capable of changing the trajectory of critical drives. Quarterbacks who once felt comfortable testing certain zones now have to rethink their reads, their timing, their confidence. The presence of RASUL Douglas alone can force adjustments in offensive schemes, creating hesitation that the Raiders can exploit. It's not just about interceptions or pass breakups. It's about the ripple effect across the field, the subtle ways a single elite defender can alter play calling and execution. Analysts are already dissecting film to see how this impacts matchups against Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, and the Chargers' dynamic receiving core. The NFL thrives on these chess moves, and Douglas is now the knight that can change the entire board in Vegas' favor. Expect games to feel different, to have new tension, and to carry that extra sense of unpredictability. For RASUL Douglas, this transition also represents a personal reinvention. He's moving from a city that idolized him to one that will immediately test him under a different kind of spotlight. Vegas isn't just a football town. It's a spectacle city where every highlight, every celebration, and every mistake is magnified. Douglas thrives on pressure, on energy, on proving naysayers wrong. This is a stage tailor-made for his personality, where his vocal leadership and high-intensity style can flourish. The combination of opportunity, visibility, and organizational backing might bring out the very best in him, elevating his game to levels the league hasn't consistently seen. And if he succeeds, it won't just be about stats. It It will be about the aura he brings, the fear he instills in quarterbacks, and the inspiration he provides to young defenders around him. For Douglas, this is more than a trade. It's a chance to define a legacy. Meanwhile, the ripple effect in Buffalo cannot be ignored. The Bills now face a defensive puzzle that must be solved quickly, and the pressure on their coaching staff and younger players has intensified exponentially. Losing Douglas leaves a vacuum in both skill and leadership, forcing other players to step into roles they might not be fully ready for. Fans are dissecting every coverage, every blown assignment, every defensive miscue, comparing it to the presence Douglas provided. It's a test of resilience and adaptability, and how Buffalo responds will say a lot about the organization's depth and culture. Every week from here is high stakes, with a shadow of Douglas's impact looming over every game. The NFL landscape just shifted, and both franchises now carry the weight of this blockbuster move, setting the stage for what could be one of the most compelling mid-season narratives in years. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.